أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. Fellow Gambians, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Greetings to all of you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. We say hello to you. We say special greetings to you for a very wonderful evening. And this is once again your brother, your son, your fellow countryman, Ahmad Ibn Yahya Jite, saying hi. It's been almost 4 months since the new government, that is the coalition, collection of our opposition parties, came to office. It's been almost 4 months since President Adama Barrow came into office, and 100 days has already been completed in office, according to some, at least from the day Yahya Jammeh was forced out of power. And President Adama Barrow took over, and today there are a lot of discussions, healthy discussions around almost every corner. Some asking if there were enough of things achieved, or what has been achieved in the first 100 days, and some talking about nothing being achieved, and some asking if at all President Adama Barrow is fit to be a president. And we all have our areas of priorities for the government. When you ask a journalist, most of the time they want free press, freedom of speech, and accessibility to information. You ask perhaps the economists, they will talk about the development in the areas of economy, and you ask the others, human rights activists, they'll talk about the rights, the freedoms, and all of these things. And overall, I would say there has been some achievements. The biggest would be freedom of speech, and the press is to an extent free, because it's going to be very early to judge the freedom of speech or the freedom of the press. But for now, I am very, very happy about the freedom of the press. And some like myself are very concerned about security and also the economy. I am not an expert in any of these, but security, all the analysts would agree, should be the bedrock. Without security, there wouldn't be discussions on any of these areas of importance. So it's important for us to ask these questions then. How secure is our country? And if our country is secure, the other question we're going to ask is, how good are we economically? The last time I heard the finance minister, Honorable Amadou Sane, speak to Al Jazeera, the concern he raised was the country's covers has less than 20 million. I think it's about $10 million in Gambia's covers. That's very little money to, sustain a country. And that begs a question, where is our money? What happened to the money that we've been working for 20 years? The mining industry, the agriculture industry, the other parastatals, Gamtel, Gamcel, Gambia Ports Authority. Of course, they are areas that bring economy to the country. Where is the money? Where has the money gone? And of course, you've heard from the government officials that President Yahya Jammeh took all our money. He squandered more than, $2 billion. Dollars, I don't even know. But he squandered a lot of money. Now, when we say squandered, there are various ways that Jammeh squandered national resources. He didn't buy rice with all of this and ate it. He didn't buy clothes with all of this to put on. He didn't buy cars with all of this money to drive. He didn't also give all of this to women that he has been sleeping with. Or he didn't also give this money to the junglers that he has been using to kill people. There are a lot of things that he invested in. And somebody pointed out something very important. His property in Potomac, United States, in Washington, there is a $3.5 million house in the United States that was bought by President Yahya Jammeh. And in France, we understood there are 5-star hotels that were owned or that are owned by Jammeh. We do not know. But my concern here is one of the properties that is not only causing economic trouble for the Gambia, but it is causing security problem for our country. And that is Yahya Jammeh's village, Kanilai. Basically, this is a place that Yahya Jammeh transformed into hotels and brothels and zoos and palaces. He has all of these there. Kanilai, one time a hamlet, not even a village, of less than 10 compounds, has been turned into the richest city in the Gambia. When it comes to investment, we have multi-million-dollar recording studios being built there. We have multi-million-dollar mansions being built there. We have multi-million-dollar zoos being built there. We have multi-million-dollar projects. You have an estate there, constructed there with taxpayers' money by, Social Security and housing finance. Yes, they have an estate there in Kanilai, a big estate that nobody bought. Yahya Jammeh's own home. We have a zoo. There used to be about 10 lions. How much do they cost? We have, camels. We have zebras. We have wildebeest. We have wild dogs. We have Nile crocodiles. We have ostriches. We have, hyenas. We have, animals that I've never even known in my life. Snakes, pythons, cobras, all types of animals. We have over 5,000 heads of cattle. We have pigs of up to 5,000 pigs. We have fish ponds. We have the tortoise. We have all of these animals. All of these animals are fed by Yahya Jammeh. And he spent resources on all of these. The amount of cattle you find in Kanilai is terrible. The number, those of you that knew about Kanilai. Now these materials were supposedly owned by President Yahya Jammeh. But where did he get the money to buy all of these? Yahya's salary was less than $200,000. $5,000 equivalent is $150,000. The clothes Yahya puts on is very expensive. The cars he drives are very expensive. He's building in Kanilai, one of them. It's very expensive. You cannot build that with a salary of $5,000 in 20 years. You cannot. You cannot save that amount of money. There is Sindola Hotel owned by President Yahya Jammeh. Why? I mean, and this Kanilai property now, the people of Kanilai, some of them, I have to qualify, are now causing security troubles for that, because they are not telling people that we will not enter Kanilai village, but they are asking people not to enter in Yahya Jammeh's home, the place he enclosed. For those of you that do not know, Yahya Jammeh's home is like a village, an entire city. The area he circled, the area he fenced, is equivalent to Kitty Village. If you know Kitty Village, yes. Or let's say almost, a huge part of Brikama. That's what he fenced. And it's not only animals that are there. There are also very valuable plants. Palm trees, oranges, lime trees, and many other trees that he got from other parts of the world. He bought them with Gambian people's money. Apart from that, there are people right now that are guarding those animals. Who are these people? The soldiers. Who assigned these soldiers to guard these animals? Are they Gambian soldiers assigned by the Ministry of Defense to guard these animals? And if they are, who are they guarding these animals for? And these animals must be fed. The crocodiles are fed, the lions are fed, the hyenas are fed. All these animals, the fish, they are fed. The cattle, almost 5,000 cattle, they are fed. The pigs are fed. The zebra, the wildebeest. Who feed them? Where do they get the money from to feed these animals? You go to Sifo farm. Yahya Jammeh confiscated the land from the people of Kitty. He brought sheep, Sajio. Over 10,000 sheep. Sajio, alale alon Sajio mimbije. Those of you that went there would know what I'm talking about. And cattle. And a lot of plants, bananas and all these nice plants. And there are soldiers again guarding these places. Are these soldiers assigned by the Gambia government, that is Adama Barrow's government? If yes, who are they guarding for? Do they know before they assign these soldiers how many heads of cattle we have there? How many sheep we have there? How much of a property and how much it's worth? Do we know as a government? Farato Farm is one place. Delayed Peter's compound, Farato Farm. Just opposite forest, almost around forest. There's a Farato farm that belongs to Yahya Jammeh. This is a huge farm. And this farm has a lot of cattle, a lot of mangoes and valuable plants and animals. You have the sheep in their hundreds. That land alone is millions of dollars. There are soldiers there. Who assigned these soldiers to be there? Who assigned them to be there? Who assigned them to be there? The soldiers at Farato. How many cattle are in that Farato place? Are they still Jammeh's properties? If they are, why are they still Yahya Jammeh's properties? The government said Jammeh looted our resources. He looted about $2 billion or dollars. If you sell all of Jammeh's properties in the Gambia, you will not have $100 million. You will not. Why are you leaving those properties when you agreed that President Yahya Jammeh stole more than $2 billion of our money? And he has a lot of properties in the Gambia. And these properties, when you sell all of them, you still cannot recover our money that he stole. But we still have these properties being guarded by God knows who. But those are just agricultural farms. Sadauda Kairaba Jawara's farms that are around the airport, around the Yundum barracks, these are also Yahya Jammeh's properties now. There are soldiers guarding these properties. There are animals in these properties. Are these animals still Yahya Jammeh's properties? Are these animals still President Yahya Jammeh's own animals? These soldiers that are there, who assigned them to be there? Who asked these soldiers to be there? And who asked these soldiers to take care of these properties? Do we know the exact amount of cattle, sheep, and valuables that are there? How many of these soldiers are loyal to the government of the day? How many of them are still loyal to Yahya Jammeh? These are very, very sensitive things because they are security related. There are a lot of things that are at stake with these things. But those are just, I am talking about, these are just gardens, the Gunjur gardens, the Janjambure gardens, where you have animals. But let's talk about the amount of compounds that Yahya has. That is, he had bought a lot of compounds, very valuable compounds, at very strategic places, some from owners unwillingly. He will ask you to sell it to him by force. Some are to sell it to him. Some sold it to him willingly. Some he didn't even buy, he took it. Half of Banjul belonged to President Yahya Jammeh now. But since Yahya Jammeh left, how many of his compounds are today even being identified by the government? Of course, you know, when we say government, you are doing a great job, but there are facets, there are different areas of development that we need to do. And one area that we need is Yahya Jammeh himself. And not only Yahya Jammeh, his relatives. I will tell you a story today. Yahya Jammeh's former wife, Alima Saleh, Her Excellency, was given a compound by President Yahya Jammeh at Yarambamba Estate. But what happened? When Yahya Jammeh left, Yahya's relatives and Sumana Jammeh, Ndeye Jammeh and others, they have started picking people randomly and asking them to go and stay in those compounds. One of the people that went to stay in Alima Saleh's house was Yahya's own niece, Bire Jammeh, a captain in the army. He is still a soldier, a captain in the Gambia Armed Forces. Captain Bire Jammeh, Yahya Jammeh's niece. That he threatened Alima Saleh's mom. He said, I will kill you here. He said Yahya Jammeh asked him to stay in those properties. And it's not only that property. You have them in almost every other compound that Yahya Jammeh bought. Ndeye Jammeh has millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions. She's going around buying compounds right now, millions of dollars in cash. Yahya Jammeh's niece, blood niece. Why is government not setting up a team to investigate and to track all these Yahya Jammeh properties and for now keep them? Let's keep them. Let us find out these properties of President Yahya Jammeh. Because according to you, he owed us money. He owed us over 2 billion. Now, I mean, there are a lot of compounds. We cannot afford to lose both. How many of Yaya's compounds now have their documents changed into pseudonyms since Yaya Jammeh left? They are not stupid. They are on top of the game. Some of the compounds, maybe there is now a name called Ahmad Jite. Who knows? They might have 10 compounds in the Gambia now owned by Ahmad Jite, a poor man like myself. They may pay somebody $1 million and say, we want you to own these 5 compounds. They can do all of this. Are we tracking these properties? These are very important things that we need to do. These are important things that we need to do as a government. And Sumana Jammeh was a poor man like Yaya Jammeh. Yaya Jammeh's brother I am talking about. Today he has more than 10 compounds in the Gambia. Go along Costa Road and see his White House. That compound is worth more than $1 million. He has an estate, a very wonderful house. And Sumana Jammeh, Yaya's younger brother. Where does he get that money? We cannot arrest anybody to find out where they got that money from. Where does he get that money to build that expensive compound? These are some of the questions we need to ask. Yaya Jammeh's properties must be seized. People, and you know, if we do not stand on our feet, we are going to lose this war. We have to stand on our feet. Criminals are trying to test us. And that's why I have asked from the beginning that Yankuba Sonko be sacked from the police. Masane Skinde, you must man up. You must man up. Commander-in-Chief has to give you orders, and we must be fast about it. I have said it earlier today in my radio program. In Kitty, our land was confiscated by Yaya Jammeh. He came and wanted it. We said, no, we cannot give him. He locked about 50 young people for 2 weeks and took the land. Today, Yaya Jammeh stole Kanilai. He stole our money to build Kanilai. The entire Kanilai is Gambia's property today. Because all the developments that Yaya Jammeh brought to that place is a development with Gambian taxpayers' money. Soldiers want to go there, and Kanilai people are refusing. That's not fair. Yaya Jammeh illegally collected people's properties from them by force. And we are legally collecting properties. Some Kanilai people say we cannot. You owe Gambians, you better go and work out how to pay the electricity for 20 years because you have not been paying electricity. Kanilai never paid current. They never paid water. Sanjimwa. Fayulen kuren. Fayulen kurang. Fayulen do. Nyari fuk ak nyari at. Fayulen dara. Legi dolen halati nagan ngen muna faylol. Dengan wara halat nagan gen failolu. But you are still adamant and want Gambians to, that's very bad. So this is an appeal. I am not saying that President Barrow's government is not doing well. But there are areas we must move fast and swiftly to maintain the peace in that country. Yaya Jammeh's properties must all be seized. Yaya Jammeh's brothers, Yaya Jammeh's nieces that are involved heavily, we must question them. There is nothing wrong with that. Government's interest, you can arrest anybody based on national interest, if there is a fear of economic crime, if there is a fear of security threat, you have a right to arrest them. Arrest them and ask them. Make investigations. But it's not going to be possible if we do not move fast. There are a lot of Yahya Jammeh loyalists in the police. There are a lot of Yahya Jammeh loyalists in the military. There are a lot of Yahya Jammeh loyalists in the National Intelligence Agency. And these people, they brief Yahya Jammeh daily. Yahya Jammeh is more briefed security-wise and about the nation than President Barrow. Yahya Jammeh is highly briefed today. He knows what is going on. He knows everything that is going on in that country. And it's coming from some people that knew Barrow's every move. We must be serious. This is a government that was terrible, that killed, that maimed, that destroyed our everything as a country. And it is our responsibility as a country to move fast. Nimmo dabe ludum bokon. Sanji mo nim fula dabe ludum bokon. E koy ba da bondela lidum bokon. Do kolande. Mo jama ballel bije minni alonko ibe sojar kundato ini yaya be nyo kalama billahi wallahi tallahi. And we have a challenge. We must, our intelligence, we must be fast. We must be fast. We must man up. We must be responsible enough. It is our responsibility. We cannot delegate it to anybody. If we want peace and development in the country. Yahya is briefed daily about situations in the Gambia. Yahya is briefed daily. Imagine Amadou Jammeh. Yahya Jammeh Doma. Amadou Jammeh. Anatata Equatorial Guinea. Womuruntana ne abe Gambial. CDSK Njai. Woni Yahya tata Guinea. Yahya fani Sidi Bukadiam. Meyo Yankuba Koli. Folte Yahya Jammeh na afikolt. Ibe bori na sade kono motol be buli bitela hajol. Do kole be mbule. But this is not about the government. This is about every Gambian. We all have to come together, and this is a participatory development, a participatory democracy, a participatory interest of the country. We all have to stand up. If government doesn't listen, they know. I mean, we don't want to go back into dictatorship. We don't want to go back to war. We would have been at war back in December. But if we can quell that and stop that, we should not have any idiot. Government has to make that clear. No idiot should ever propagate Yahya Jammeh nonsense. Rule of law is one thing, but national security is another thing. Nyilu, idalta bumbayo la dolu be konomo dolu. Wolu, idalta tulungo la, idalta geno la, idalta koditinya la, idalta domorikensengo la, idalta katela hotel olto, kedong fo kabirin suba fo tiliboyo, ibe ninsi subol domala, ibe saji subol domala, ibe bumbayo kela, ibe kodo tinyala, ibe jang mbatunkana nendirok, ibe kufuri umbekela, woyena woye balloon killing, ibuka kurao jo, ibuka jio jo, mani boto dala skeme saba, dula dolto mani boto dala siwuli killing, ite fenkele be donna dorong. Ni dada Yahya feja kino dila, ika mano ni subo supply le. Ya. Nil dalta wala sanji mu andol dalta wala. Pati bani mbumbayo. Ntola banko yela mata kewolt. Yahya change our country. into a place of dancing and playing and fornication and adultery, no serious development. When the neighbors and other countries in the world have developed, we cannot even, supply, Greater Banjul area with constant electricity for just 24 hours. We cannot. And they want that same damn system to stay, because that is what they are saying. They want the same system to stay, a system where people are killed for doing nothing, a system where they pick you up and go and kill you like an animal, where they rape your kids. Government, dunyumuna muslaha silon. Dunyumuna muslaha silon. We cannot be persuasive in that. There's a full proverb that says, and I am going to translate it. You don't tie all the cattle on their horns. Ibukanin so be chidi ibinakalo wulokon. Dol bije ninso dol kanwa kawol city world. Doli kawol nungole so ye julo kije. Dol singo ka julo ke world. Peace and persuasion will never bring everyone together. There are some that interpret persuasion as cowardice. If you persuade them, if you do muslaha, their interpretation of that is you are a coward. And we are seeing it come. Yaya Jammeh, some of his people, and they can be Jolas, Mandinkas, Wolofs, no tribe even. All of these people, you have all of them there. People of Kanilai, we will not. And Gambia government, if you don't want a war, you have to take responsibility. Because Ntolakiti, wala Ntolya, molte sonna, yaya efa, nga yaya bondini sila kallon keola, sila kallan keo nga bondini wala. Very clean way. Ikoy bang, nde sonna wala de. Sanji muwa nimfula, 22 damn years, there has been elections. Yaya rig elections, Yaya stole elections, Yaya forced people, Yaya intimidated people. We accepted. 22 damn years. Now after 22 years, we won. The majority wants to divorce from Yaya Jammeh's madness. And you said no. Kanilai will not accept that. Or some elements in Fonyi will not. Don't do that. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. That is not acceptable. Mbal danila alanin kilai. Alin dani ngal dani alanin kilai. Gambia betata welde. Adum batata wele adum. Mbetala civil war to bari. Yaya Jammeh momo koybe o develop la jebe Yaya Jammeh la koybo ibo promote la jang. Nde sonna wala de. Adum government, you have to play this role. I love my government, but it's not bad for us to highlight areas of valuable national interest. And security is important, but it seems as if certain areas in the country are not secured. And it's not because we do not have the resources, but because we are not willing. And we must be willing. Because this is not about the interest of the government in place, but it's about the lasting interest of ordinary Gambians. We must go after some of these people. We must, and I am very, very serious about this. Let's do that. Yaya Jammeh's properties, those of you that are good citizens of the Gambia, go to places, go to Ministry of Local Government and Land. Tell them, you said Yaya Jammeh stole Gambia's money, yes. Benakera Monkfi, man hamna fofu, can you them? Ni balanta. Alta police, alta press alias of Biding observer will not write, but send them to me. Freedom will write, the biggest newspaper in the world, Freedom newspaper, they will write. The Point newspaper will write. If you know Yaya Jammeh's compound anywhere in the Gambia as a citizen, we must all take responsibilities. Sometimes you make government work. If they keep quiet. And they said, Yaya Jammeh, stole all of our money. And Yaya has it's only logical, right? Nena kodo sunya. Yena kodo be sunya me mutano emajo. Mbele fengol tala. Sako nena kodo siatela o fengol bet. So sache suma halis. Te amga, ikafo fengol nyade. Alel. Amga alel. Te alel bobu. Suma halis mogena maget sa alel. Dema nangu sa allen. So that is the logic there. That is the problem. Alangata Yaya Jammeh noma. Walla la fengol be dauda. Adu wallahi Ansumana Jammeh Yaya's brother. When you joke about these things, these people have a lot of money. They are richer than the Gambia. And Gambians are poor people. They can cause anything. They are very rich right now. They have all of our money. When the impasse started, they withdraw the entire Gambia's money. Your money, my father, your father, everybody's father, mother, sister, our money. It's with them. It's with Ansumana Jammeh. It's with Bire. It's with Nde Jammeh. They are in the Gambia driving cars. Beautiful cars that they bought with our money. And we are looking at them. They have generators in their houses. They don't need our electricity. Where did they get those generators from? From our money. Ola nante wana Gambia, ninte na Gambia. Abedulal. President Barrow, my great man, my friend. Yes, Amadou Samba, very important. Thank you for reminding me. Amadou Samba knows Yaya Jammeh's every property. Atelaka ya la fengol besang. Alta Amadou Samba noma. Amadou Samba. Alta noma. Mafali afade. Mafali Amadou Samba fa. Bari. Alafa eko. Yaya Jammeh fengol mi yesang. Nsula telala. That's very important. We must be lenient with our people. We must be democratic. We must respect the rule of law. But rule of law from both sides. Rule of law where people's property is stolen by a dictator must be returned. Amadou Samba, he knows where the $900 million went. Of course, anybody you ask will deny it. He bought each of his kids expensive compounds in Dakar. Ask people. Amadou Samba bought a property in England, in London. His kids have their own compounds in Senegal. And this one I don't want to say, I will say it. There is one of Amadou Samba's girlfriends that he bought a compound for in Dakar. Millions of dollars. From the illegal business partnership with Yaya Jammeh. Amadou Samba, we must not joke when it comes to national interest. That is what makes all the difference. Muslaha, there are aspects. And if you want everybody to enjoy, when a change happens, you will never succeed. When changes happen, it means some people must pay the price It means some people must suffer. It means some people must face the realities of their cruel activities. That is how change, that's why they say change is painful. But kari sacha la demba, te munye ungabaye ko munye. Defa sacha alel kena, defa sacha alel kena, soko baye tei. Wae ku sacha, I mean na fengo sunya, ana alel bobu. Ahmad Samba. Defa nekon Yaya Jammeh's partner in business. Ahmad Samba cannot hide that. He is of course the Yaya Jammeh's business partner is Ahmad Samba, partner in chief. So let's work on those things. Jerejef anti Timaya. Ahmad Samba can never. They sold the cement to Gambians at terrible prices. And Mohammed Basi, where are they? They have key, like a key, to billions of our dollars and properties. Ahmad Samba everywhere in the world, hamnako. So nim kombe sanar la wala rek, Ahmad Samba's dealings, we mo jamalela hajo tinya Gambia Bangkok. Ahmad Samba's dealings destroy a lot of people's lives in the Gambia. He was only interested in his well-being and his business interests. That was it. His family and himself. He has to be questioned. Where is Amadou Samba? Where is Mohamed Basi? That idiot. They sold petrol at very high prices to the detriment of Gambian people. Ye paso lafa, ye isanso lafa. At the time when the petrol price, the fuel price fell to almost $30 a barrel, there was no decrease in the price of fuel for almost 3 damn years. Mohamed Basi, Ahmad Samba, Yaya Jammeh, they killed our people. They destroyed our economies. They came and sold the cements. They never pay taxes. Ahmad Samba don't pay taxes. They do not. They messed up our country. And that Ahmad Samba, because only to write a letter to say, Yaya Jammeh, I'm no longer with you. You think that is enough? Let us not be fooled. Let us not be fooled. Let us not be fooled. He just wrote a letter and went to Senegal and said, Yaya Jammeh, you have to step down. Just all of a sudden, they were together even during elections. Until after elections, I mean Amadou Samba. I'm not saying they should prosecute him, but he must produce all of our money. He knows it. Adunko, solen buge puru balal ñi yap balafa ngen balafa ñi dumuna, you know, I mean, wobuka keno niyo ke doebe kala nafikol, you'll be a hypocrite. And that's why I quarrel with a lot of people. If you want to impress, if you want to make everybody happy, you'll end up being a damn hypocrite. That is what you're going to be. Yes, IGP Yankuba Sonko equally. He has a lot of compounds in the Gambia. I knew about that. Yankuba Sonko has a lot of properties. Usman Sonko also has a lot of properties. Solbaji has a lot of properties. They took all of this from people. They, you know, why I am so shocked that Amadou Samba is working today. Yes, Yankuba Baji NIA chief killed people. But Ahmad Samba also killed people. Because he starved people to death. They starved us to death. They destroy our farmlands. They confiscated our properties. This damn Ahmad Samba. He bought compounds for his children in Senegal, in UK. Our money. His dirty business with Yaya Jammeh. He's Yaya Jammeh's partner. That was very clear. And he came to radios telling nonsense. You think we will believe in those things? Why? Suma president. Muse Excellence. Dema buganga dembal haral mawaj all of Senegal. Muse president. Dembala ñu waye nga def ñu dara waay. Ah? Gis nga domi bu ñaaw ni. Da nga wara dimbale ñu. 100 days, a lot has happened. You have achieved a lot. And I agreed. But I also agreed that we need to go after these people. We need to go after them. And you don't need only soft-hearted Gambians. If you want to employ me, I'm here. I will work. And some of these areas are the ones I want to walk around. You should go after Ahmad Samba. You should go after Mohamed Basi. They are Gambians, very bad Gambians. They destroyed us. They were Yaya Jammeh's friends. Mbal kondo na mbal jaila. Nkombe nyine fola. Bari mbe mansa kunda jaila mbe tendula. Bari albuka mo sorong. Force kon. Albukata mo arrest force kono de bandala bi. Bari han fulol fangara ninsi sunyala problem boka boje. Fulas, stop stealing my cattle. Fulas, go and steal our cattle now. No problem. That time they will shoot them with AK-47. So there is peace. Everything is fine. But then we have a lot of other troubles that we must. There's freedom of speech. People are talking, people are shouting, but that is not going to solve the problem. Economy, security, very important. And to help our economy, nothing is more important than going after that 900 million. Amadou Samba knows where it is. Go for him. We need that 900 million of Panama paper leak that. That is one of the richest. $900 million. Man, imagine. What 1.8 million people can enjoy for 1 year. 900 million. Man, Obentol Sambanola Sanji Mumed, that will take us for 1 year. Don't you think so? That can take care of Gambia for 1 year. Domi haram Yaya Jammeh bi mudencha bobu. Panama. 900 million. Ahmad Samba moko dimbale. It is on paper. What is Ahmad Samba doing? Wahalen mudemu indil nyulolu. That is the Jilla. So Gambia's problems will be Gambia itself. Government must go for these monies. The international community is willing to help us. Namol be batari nede. Loptanol to bori tijede. Adum boto kenze umbuka lono de. Empty bar cannot stand. Dukare ngalma koy. Ngalma nene ngafo ngalma koy. Kadundal ma koy non. Ngalma nene. 900 million. Alta kama. Boru kende ten na loptanol to. Sunyo agriculture is in a mess. Electricity is terrible. How many powerful generators can you get from that 900 million to power Gambia? How many? Nawek is dying. They are dying horse. Pus mutanga la ñu am generator bi. Dañu ko pus. So len pus mutanga. So len taxaw mu fay. That is the type of generator they have today. Nawek is dying. State House never paid a dime. But you are going to have a problem because when you go to State House, Nawek will bring their bill for you. Yaya Jammeh never paid Nawek. So you owe Nawek about $1 billion. So Office of the President, be prepared. Nawek, prepare your bill. When Barrow gets into Banjul, take it to him. In fact, take it to him. Wallahi, Kanilai farms. That is it. It's still there. Yaya Jammeh business hall, they are still there. KGI is there. Maligam, they are there. You know, higher education, that building belongs to Yaya Jammeh. Standard Bank, that building belongs to Yaya Jammeh. You know where the bakery is? After American Embassy, all that place belongs to Yaya Jammeh. There is a business going on. And higher education is paying rent 3 months after Jammeh went. Where is that dollar going? Yaya rented that to Gambia government. Where is the money going? We must be proactive. There are a lot of bad Gambians in the system. 20 years created so many terrible Yaya Jammehs in that government. Aduna meta. Mbe murol chikalal de ngata mol no mat sate o kono tarinde official don ke bay. Nim mansa kunda me bay ntol be bay la. Nalman talia fo ansumane kodol be muntole. Nalman talia fo Ahmad Samba e kodol be muntole. Ndamal be wulalde. Ngata Amadou Samba noma because we have evidence. Ko Amadou Samba ni Yaya be do kola. The youths and Gambians will wake up and they will march to his house and they will arrest him. We will keep him in Kitty Forest. $900 million that can educate a lot of us, man. You know, there was a day I was talking with Chongan and he told me, Jite, you know, when we say revolution, this is a long fight. Yeah, it doesn't just start. It begins at removing the president because all you think is the president is Jammeh. But the problem is Jammeh. But what happened is Jammeh created 100 million Jammehs because one person has become 1 million Yaya Jammehs. Very wicked, very selfish, very greedy, very hungry. One man. So you end up creating 100 million Yaya Jammehs in one person. Or 100 Yaya Jammehs. When you multiply that by 100,000, you have 100 million Yaya Jammehs. So to get rid of those people, you know, I'm not problem. We have a lot of problems. So President Barrow, we know that 10 years down the lane will not solve the problem. But the basic things must be. And those are put security in place. Those that are making that noise in Kanilai, put them in their place. If they don't want to listen, take them to mile 2. Take them to mile 2. That is what mile 2 is for. They are not doing the right thing. Arrest them. They cause problem, nonsense, arrest them. That one, no joke. Majority of the people of Fonyi are peace-loving. 95% of the people of Fonyi understood that there is changes and nobody has a choice but to follow and conform with the aspirations of majority of the Gambians. And that is the democratic process. They know about that. But few that do not want to listen to that, they are committing treasonous acts. Go after them. If you don't go after them, you will not be fair to the 95% of Gambians that handed over their voices, their rights and privileges to you. They entrusted you with the position. So do not allow 5% or 0.5% of the population to create fear and tension in the Gambia. And that is what is happening. There was a fire, there was an exchange of fire in Kanilai. 3 soldiers were wounded. Kanilai. What is the population of Kanilai? 1,000 people. 1,000 divided by 1.8 million. 1,000 divided by 1.8 million times 100. How much is that? 1.8 million. That is 0.00. You walk up to Atlantic Ocean. 0.000000. You will walk and count zeros up to until you cross Atlantic Ocean and you have 1. That is the population. Very tiny, negligible population. You cannot allow that news to overshadow everything in the country. Kanilai problem, Fonyi problem. What percentage of Gambia are those that are causing these problems? And it's creating a lot of talks in the city. We must, maintain peace. We must, as if they even matter. Some of these idiots. Huh? Does that even matter? You must keep them quiet. Womu kubalti adung. You see criminals, they are very, very adamant. Yaya Jammeh doesn't want peace in that country. Because as long as there is peace, as long as we are stable, we are going after him. He knows about that. And he has money right now. His accounts are not frozen. I don't know why they are not frozen. I don't know why government didn't ask the international community and World Bank and UK and European Union to freeze his accounts outside. But then he has a lot in Zainab's name, some in pseudo names, lies, very lie names, some in Ahmad Samba's names. I don't even know if they don't talk every day. Ahmad Samba and Yaya Jammeh, who knows? Maybe they talk in secret. Find out from his mobile phone. So Yaya is in contact with his people in Banjul. He talks to Ansumana Jammeh. He talks to Ndeye Jammeh. Billahi wallahi tallah, he talks to them. Anika diamule, aninkanila enkolka diamu, adaka kodo dile is giving them money. They will never stop these havocs until you send the bullet into somebody's body. They will not listen or pick them up and take them to mile 2. I'm not saying going after people that are peaceful, but those that do not want to accept this change, we must, and I repeat, we must put them in their places. Democracy decided. If you don't want to get that, go to Casabas, go to Senegal, go to Mali, go to Angleterre and live there. But our sovereignty, the interests of our country should not be compromised because 2, 3, 10, 100, 1,000 people want Yaya Jammeh to come back and continue killing people. Be minister be kontona alama do ko sone alal bul baral ni mo kurum balel be nyola alama mario yalma koy alama alane malal ma je bar do ku bala balbul remove Yaya Jammeh is the beginning of the job. He has destroyed that country. He had destroyed it completely. And we have to be tough sometimes, though. I mean, if we want to be, it's going to be tough. If we want to be soft on everything, criminals take advantage of that. Incidents happen. Talinding, ye jiol bo molu kanji kandol, ye mol so murolla. They don't even care. Almale so kairola, almale Gambia so kairola. President Barrow, ndenge kanu, and I love you, and I'm proud of you. You are doing a lot of work. The issue is, your government didn't start on the right footing, and the experience on governance amongst you, there are very few. Only OJ once served in a serious government, OJ. And unfortunately, the politics of division has taken over him. And the rest, of course, nobody. Usenu once worked in government, but in the justice sector. And so everybody is learning on this job I mean, you know, alamale mbe makoy. Baro, you are a president, but you've never been that close to leadership issues. And we hope it works for all of us. Your competence cannot be questioned. And I love you, and we want all of you to do well. We will continue to remind you that if you want to treat all equally, some you will have to offend. And it's better you offend the offender than offending the offended. Mi alon ko wole tonye roke. Ni o saji kurpeñolo ka masa. Wala fisiata ye min tonye yo fadi kurpeñola. O mu fennete min nyanda hakilo tulo to bak. Alama ale mbe makoy. Alama ale mbe tanka. Bara ali yaya jammela kordal ali sis. Ali yaya jammela kordal ali sis. Ali yaya jammela kordal nyinin. Ali e ta ali e mabu. Nde jamme ala nyinin kodobe mabari nga buli kodi jama ba. Ansumana jamme ala nyinin kodol be bulle. Kordal be bula dung. Nal judu tela. Ibal kasara la. Nal tulun tela. Ibe masibo boylal kan. Nal tulun tela. Wallahi alsal bulo podi fo alkiamalolu. Almalen so kayro la kila hormoto mbal kondo nambal jayla. Wassalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.